Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. It's your boy Chosen Wizdom.
And it's me, your girl, Divergent Carol.
Yes, and we're back with something different today. We are back with a quick review, a quick recap of WrestleMania 38. It's just finished. Apparently the most stupendous WrestleMania in history, and we are about to break down the matches and quickly let you guys know what we thought of the two-night event.
Yep. And we're going to be giving you a little bit of a angle because we've got a long-term, lifelong WWE fan.
Yeah, you
and
could
a
think that.
relatively new, only past couple of years fan.
She don't know nothing.
Yeah, I'm new. I'm green.
Yeah, so we're just going to talk about the matches, what we liked, what we didn't like, rank them out of 5, 5 being perfection, 1 being a dud, and 2.5 stars being okay.
Yeah.
Average match. That's how we rate them, guys. So smash a like, guys, if you're new to the channel, and if you're not new, still smash a like, turn your notifications, and if you haven't yet subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Subscribe, do the damn thing. Let's go, guys. WrestleMania. Let's break down night 1. Night 1 of WrestleMania started off with the tag team titles.
Yes.
It was the Usos against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. The match started off fine. I mean, the build for the match wasn't that great. I think it was just thrown together very quickly. So the match didn't really have a big build behind it. But it started off okay. It started off good. It's just unfortunate that Rick Boogs suffered that injury when he tried to carry the two Usos. And I think the injury is a knee injury, which means he might be away for a long while. So it's hard to really rate this match because I feel like the match didn't really get going.
Yeah.
There wasn't any momentum being built. And when Shinsuke was there by himself, I thought to myself, what the heck are they going to do? And I think they had to end the match early. So how do we rate this match? It didn't really get going, you know?
Yeah, I agree. That's an important point. And I think we all know from the kind of watching Rick Boogs over the past few months, they're building him up.
Yeah.
As in, he can wrestle. This guy can wrestle.
I think they're building people like Rick Boogs up to go above the mid-card eventually. But I think that's the second injury he suffered in recent times. So, Rick, get well, get better, come back stronger than ever. I don't want to rate this one, to be honest.
No, you're right.
Because I'm like, the Usos did win with a 3D or 1D, as they like to call it. But for what it was okay. But I don't know. I won't rate this one.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Then we had Drew McIntyre against Happy Corbin. Now, this feud feels like it's been going on for a long time. Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, Drew McIntyre, Angela, the whole thing with the sword.
The whole joke with Drew's mum.
Oh, that was listen, if I was Will Smith right now.
Oh, no.
But you know what? I always said, this match is going to be better than people think it's going to be. Because Corbin is a very underrated performer. I've always liked Corbin. And I think he's always done well with any gimmick he's been given.
Yes.
Vince has given him loads of gimmicks and he's done well with it. And he's a good wrestler. The match was better than I thought it was going to be, which is good. I like Drew. I like Baron Corbin. Drew kicked out of the End of Days.
Yes, that was crazy.
I think they should have made more about the fact that Drew kicked out of the End of Days because that was a protected finisher for about 5-6 years, I think they said.
Yeah, no one's ever kicked out.
But the match was a good match. There was a lot of back and forward. Madcap Moss tried to interfere and there was a bit of shenanigans.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're teasing a little, I don't know, the build up to WrestleMania, they're teasing a little bit of a rift between Madcap and, or they're not always seeing eye to eye, Madcap and Happy Corbin. So I'm wondering where that story is going to go.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I think Madcap Moss and Corbin will break up as they do and start a rivalry. The match ended with the Claymore, a great Claymore by Drew.
By Drew, the Scottish Warrior.
The Scottish Warrior.
The Scottish Warrior.
Yeah. It was a good, fun match. I enjoyed it. Out of 5, what would you give this one?
I'd give it like a 3.5.
It's quite high. I would give this match a 3. Yeah, I'd give this match a 3 stars. It was a good, solid match. And we also forgot it ended with McIntyre slashing the ropes with the sword. or cutting the
Yeah,
ropes
that's
with the
why
sword.
I gave it that little extra half point because I was like, that was kind of a cool way to end.
It was. I've never seen that before. That was a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have Mysterios against Logan Paul. And once again, I thought to myself, this is going to be better than people think because Logan Paul's an athlete.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling he was going to pick things up. I had a feeling he was going to do well. You can't have seen what Bad Bunny has done
Yeah.
and not want to surpass that,
Yeah.
you know. And we were pleasantly surprised from even the ring gear, both Dominic and Ray's ring gear, Logan Paul and Miz, the yellow, the Pikachu thing.
That was crazy.
Whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to call it. Was it $2.8 million or $3 million worth of a Pokemon card around your neck? Listen, I don't know. I don't understand this new world. I really don't. But whatever it is, it looked good. What can I say?
Yeah, and you know what? At least this guy's been authentic to himself because he's someone who likes Pokemon. He's not doing anything that you guys haven't come to expect of him from watching him on YouTube. So
No, being himself.
Yeah.
He's, you know, whether you love him or hate him, it's Logan Paul. Miz and Dom, their gear looked good. It was a callback to Ray and Eddie as well. So the match was good. I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed Logan's heel work, the whole doing the three amigos and the shimmy from the top rope.
Yeah,
Logan
that was
looked
cheeky.
good. Logan looked good. Let's be honest. Like, we want to hate him, and he's a good heel. Logan Paul looked amazing. Rey Mysterio always turns out. The Miz was good, and I had fun. Out of 5, I would probably give it 3.5.
okay,
It was an enjoyable match.
yeah, I'd go for the same.
Yeah.
It was. I was impressed with Logan Paul. I don't know much about him. I don't watch his YouTube. I don't even watch his boxing or anything. But I think looking at him compared to Bad Bunny, both were really good. But you can see Logan Paul, like, he was doing suplexes like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Repeated over and over and over.
Frog splash as well.
Yes.
It's good. Good stuff.
I liked the little turn that Miz did at the end when he kind of just turned on Logan Paul.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Do you know what? It was a bit weird because I'm thinking, you just won a match at WrestleMania. Why are you turning on Logan Paul? Why? I get it. I guess they're going to do something like, you can't outshine me, Logan. You know, even though we both won, you were the star, and, you know, some sort of jealousy angle. I have no idea what it's going to be, but there needs to be a good explanation for why Miz did what he did. And we'll find out on Raw. But yeah, that was quite interesting.
Yeah.
And then we move on to my match. And I think probably your match. Arguably of WrestleMania, full stop, but definitely of night one. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. Bianca Belair is one of my personal favourites. I'm going to put it out there. I think her work is just amazing. We know about Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch she's the GOAT. You know about Becky Lynch. Her work is top notch. But these two together, from the whole story, the long-term storytelling that WWE did, starting from SummerSlam to now, the WrestleMania entrances from both of them, Becky's Marvel MCU theme to Bianca's HBCU drumline sort of marching band entrance was amazing. The whole thing felt main event. The whole thing felt real. It felt like the tension was building. It felt like these two women wanted to give their all for this title. And that's, for me, that's why I thought to myself, why wasn't this the main event? You know, how do you feel quickly about the sort of the entrances and the appearances first and foremost?
The outfits were on point. Becky looked great. I feel personally like I didn't know Becky before because I'm new to this. So this feels more like a character that's true to her, like that sort of grungy, the man, like badass character. Her outfit, her entrance, her makeup, that David Bowie type throwback.
That was all cool.
Sick. But Bianca, for me,
her outfit was really, it was amazing.
It was amazing.
And the thought that, you know, that she made it herself.
Yes.
You know, let's not forget about that. But the match itself, and this is where, you know, it went to another level. The storytelling within the match, from, you know, Becky wanting to win straight away, wanting to win by the manhandle slam and get it over and done with, and callbacks to all the ways that she's won in the past, from putting her leg on a rope to beat Charlotte, you know, throwing Bianca in the turnbuckle to beat her on Raw a few months ago, to quickly, you know, all the ways she's won before. She tried everything, and you slowly started to see her unwind, and she got more desperate as the match went on. And you can clearly see that that's a story they were telling. She just couldn't beat Bianca. She performed a manhandle slam on Bianca on the steel steps, and still she kicked out.
Yeah.
So the storytelling was good. The pacing of the match for me was really good. It wasn't too quick. I mean, at the beginning it was really quick, but it didn't get that slow or too slow, and it wasn't too fast that they couldn't keep up with the speed.
Yeah.
I think the pacing was good. The expressions on the ladies' faces, the story they were telling, it was just amazing. It was a really, really good match. The ending was the right ending. Bianca had to win. I think if Bianca lost, it would have destroyed, for me, the EST character, personally. So I think Bianca had to win. And they put on a performance, for me, match of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was the best match, definitely of night one. And then when you place it in the whole weekend, yeah. When you look at the whole package, from the VTs to the entrances to the outfits to the storytelling to the build-up, the whole cutting Becky's hair prior to this match, and people thinking it was going to go the other way and that Bianca was going to get her hair cut. So I've actually quite loved the surprises of this storytelling.
For sure.
And it's been interesting to watch the commentary online, because people feel very strongly kind of either way on who should be winning and who is.
Yeah, of course, that's what you want in wrestling. Yeah. You want a reaction either way. Great match, the right outcome, and I would give that match, I'll give it 4.5 stars. It was an almost perfect match. I mean, there were botches, and Bianca's eye is proof of that. So it wasn't perfect, but it was a near perfect, and it was an amazing match.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 5 out of 5. I have to, and because for me, watching two women as a woman, both who've won WrestleMania or headline WrestleMania events and won those events, to have them come together to perform, the whole thing for me just pulled together so many different elements of kind of sports entertainment, high intensity energy, great storytelling, just it all pulls together. So 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, and I'm all for Bianca being Queen of WrestleMania or Mrs. WrestleMania and just having that streak. Becky Lynch tried to do the manhandle slam, and Bianca jumped on the second rope and then did a backflip out of it. Yeah. That's what she did. Like, who's doing that? I don't understand. Who's doing... I mean, Becky Lynch tried to do some sort of front flip or the Molly Holly move, whatever you call it, from the top rope, and she kicked Bianca in the eye. While Bianca is doing full 50 splashes from the second rope.
Yeah, perfectly. Second rope.
Like, who's doing things like that? So, and then we have Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. Another great match. Cody Rhodes was signed a few weeks ago, and I think people online and everywhere were just wondering who Seth Rollins was going to face. Yeah. Seth Rollins came out to a mini choir. I mean, coming out after Bianca Belair's marching band. Yeah. To that, was it 20 people singing? Oh, it looked a bit silly, but it was fun. Seth Rollins looked amazing.
Yeah, his outfit was on point,
as he always does. And Seth Rollins was standing in the ring for a while, and I think WWE does this really well. I think they hit Cody's music just at the right time. The whole place went black, and I think still then I was thinking to myself, could it be Bray?
Yeah, Bray Wyatt, because there was a little ding, like noise that comes just before Bray Wyatt's sort of entrance. Yeah,
but no, it was the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I don't watch a lot of AEW, but I know about Cody Rhodes and the American Nightmare in AEW. And essentially, it's the same character. They haven't changed him. They haven't changed his name. They haven't changed his theme or his attire. They've literally picked him up from AEW and just dropped him into WWE. And I think that's very interesting going forward, what that could mean for the wrestling world overall. But, it happened. The place went wild. The place went crazy. The prodigal son returned home. His entrance was amazing. Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. It took a while to start. They stood in the ring. They soaked it in a little bit. They went back and forward before we started getting into a bit of wrestling. And it was an amazing match. Once again, these two are arguably two of the greatest wrestlers around, in my opinion. Before Cody left WWE, I was a big fan of Cody, and I'm a big Seth Rollins fan as well. In the ring, they're just amazing. And this match was just a great match. I think in the end, Cody hit Rollins with a few crossroads before the end, but it was a great match. For me, this match wasn't as good as the Becky Lynch Bianca Belair match for me, but it was still an amazing match, and I'll give this match a 4 stars.
Okay.
With everything else, the build, the entrance, the nostalgia, seeing Cody return, yeah, I'd give this a 4 out of 5.
For me, I probably would give it the same, 4 out of 5. Yeah, for me, it was really interesting because I've heard a lot of build-up around the Cody Rhodes character, and I'm not familiar with AEW in that way. So for me, it's like almost a new character that I've heard of appearing in WWE, although I know he's from WWE back in the day. And his dad as well. I've seen a lot of footage of his dad from back in the day. So I recognise his standing in the WWE universe. But for me, the whole kind of packaging and build was really good.
The thing about that match is that was the first match that Cody had back. I'm not quite sure how much time he had to prepare, and I know they can do better. Then we got Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. It was an okay match. It wasn't as good as a Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair match or the Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins match, and I think they suffered because of it. I felt that this match was a calm before the storm. I think the Becky Lynch and the Bianca Belair, Seth Rollins, Cody match put everyone's energy up here, and when Charlotte Flair and then Ronda Rousey started wrestling, I don't know, it just didn't have the same electric feel about it. I don't think the build was that great, let's be honest. Ronda's not that good on the mic, so she couldn't, for me, do what she needed to do to sell this pay-per-view, to sell this as the main event. Yeah, I felt it was an okay match. It was very aggressive. These two ladies, they gave it to each other. A good match. I'd give it 3 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, I think I would give it around a 3 as well. And being sort of new to watching WWE, I felt like I would have wanted to see more clear storytelling in the ring. I mean, the moments where Ronda did win, she pinned Charlotte, but the ref was knocked out in the corner, so didn't see. I think these shenanigans should have been more like highlighted maybe by the commentators and just the whole storytelling, because then it would have made it feel more epic, because it fell flat for me. It wasn't as epic as I thought it was going to be, basically. And whereas the other women's match surpassed the epicness of what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. It wasn't a terrible match. It was a good match.
Yeah, they're both great.
It just wasn't
fighters.
Great. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I believe they're setting this up for a rematch at WrestleMania Backlash. So I don't think this feud is over. It can't be. You know, Charlotte Flair essentially cheated, right? So I think there's going to be a rematch, which might give Ronda more time to connect with the crowd, to sell herself a bit more. Who knows? The main event, Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens. And I was pleasantly surprised. I think we both were pleasantly surprised. Nobody expected a 15 minutes, no hold bars match. Nobody. And I think that's the beauty of it. I think that's why it worked, because expectations were lower. And this exceeded expectations. Yeah. So we're always going to be happy no matter what. And for somebody as old as Stone Cold Steve Austin to be putting himself through all of that just for our bloody entertainment. More people need to be like that. But seriously, great. It was so good to see Austin back. KO sold it. Like the way, I mean, technically speaking, KO sold the main event of WrestleMania by himself, just with the microphone and his voice. For 4 weeks, at least a month, he's been berated in Texas, and they've been planting the seed. And Kevin Owens is so underrated on the microphone. He's a genius. And I know he's very happy. He's a Stone Cold fan. He must be over the moon.
Yeah. I liked the part when he said something about, you should leave Texas. You can move to Mexico. It's right there. And the whole sort of controversy around.
He's a genius.
Yeah, he's
Kevin
really
Owens. He's really good.
Really
very
good.
underrated.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people want him to leave. But at the end of the day, he main evented WrestleMania with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. And come to one of the...
What can you... Have,
and one of the matches that stands out to me the most of the past 2 years was Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. Of me watching wrestling, that stands out to me.
Do you know what it is?
When lockdown was happening.
I agree.
Wow.
Roman Reigns' run as WWE champion, his rivalry with Kevin Owens is very underrated.
Yeah.
I enjoy their matches. But, this match was really good. Stone Cold took so many bumps as an old man. Kevin Owens sold the hell out of so many things.
Yes.
WWE gave the crowd what they wanted. and more. We left happy. It was a good match. You know, it's not a 5-star match, of course not. You're not going to do that. But it's hard to rate this match because it gave me the 5-star feel.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be logical and assess the match, no, it wasn't. It's probably like a 3-star. But the way we felt afterwards, it was 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin returning. First match at Texas, last match at Texas. We'll never see it again.
Yeah.
Fun times, man. Fun times.
And for me, who didn't get to see Steve in there.
You don't know Stone Cold.
No.
What? Stone Cold single-handedly ruined wrestling. Nobody can cut a promo without, what?
You got time for me to tell you a story?
Thank you, Austin.
No, but he did, even he was getting the what. So he just took it in his stride. He was playing with the crowd. It was brilliant. I loved to see it. And I could kind of get the hype, the kind of... I watch old matches and stuff, but it's not the same as seeing...
No.
Stone Cold Steve Austin rolled into Dallas, Texas last night. And when I rolled into Dallas, Texas, I was real thirsty.
So yeah, I'm so glad I got to see that.
Yeah, amazing stuff. So night one exceeded my expectations for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Stuff. We were entertained. We were sports entertained.
Very sports entertained. I'd give that match 5 out of 5 because for me the whole spectacle of it was fantastic. It was stupendous. It was exactly as
so it was a better match than the Bianca Belair match. I don't know.
No, not a better match. I gave that one 5 out of 5 too.
What?
But for different reasons. Like 5 out of 5, like elite. Every box was ticked. Stone Cold Steve Austin, it was fun.
There you go. There you have it. Night 1 of WrestleMania. It exceeded our expectations.
What?
I think exceeded most people's expectations. And yeah, let's talk about night 2. Let's move on.
One-handed, no-handed,